do, 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 do. Hey, everybody, welcome to session one of Autumn Twilight. We're talking Dragonlance, folks. We're talking the classic, the most epic, the most amazing saga that anyone's ever read. Dragons of Autumn Twilight, starting with DL1, Dragons of Despair, converted into 5th edition and Fantasy Grounds for online play. We've got 5 players with us tonight. Tasselhoff ran off. He'll be probably coming to find us by the next session, I would believe. Tanis is also off on his own little adventure tonight, but he'll be joining us either later today or next session as well. We're going to begin right away here, everybody, because I'm just too excited and I just can't hide it. I know, I know, I know. All right, here we go, everybody. I'm going to do my push to talk. All right, everybody. Hello, hello, everybody. We are streaming live on twitch.tv. I wanted to show you all one little thing I mentioned before we actually start the campaign, and I thought, let's stream this. So I made a module called Autumn Twilight Players. This module will be included in the Fantasy Grounds product that'll be on the DM's Guild probably in about 2 weeks. And what this is, if you all want to check it out with me, it's got everything in here that the players could use. But one of my favorite things is if you click on Book Autumn Twilight Players on the right hand side, you'll see Preface, Adventurer's Almanac, and Appendices. If you click on Adventurer's Almanac, the cool one, and you might want to like expand that book window too. It is beautiful. You can read about all sorts of beautiful Dragonlance stuff. None of it is spoilers. This is all just for the players. It is pretty much a player's handbook, except for Dragonlance. So, like during our downtime, if you all want to check this out, read about something, you're more than welcome to. I made this whole thing. I put it all in here, blah, blah, blah. Yes, there's a preface, a table of contents, all that good stuff. And then appendices. If you want to check out, like, sidekicks are really cool. In the sidekicks, you can read about a whole bunch of people you may or may not encounter in our campaign. Rates of exchange is pretty nice in the appendices. I do believe I told most of you, if not all of you, in the world of Dragonlance, gold is too malleable to be turned into armor and weapon. Ergo, steel became the most common currency. And so this is just kind of a rough idea, if you would, about how you can convert it. I'll be doing most of the conversions anyway in my head for you all, so you don't have to worry about it. But it's pretty cool. And of course, magic items in the appendices. I only kept in the magic items that players start with or would be getting pretty soon. So there are lots of more magic items in this campaign, but it's up to you all to find them. And with that said, I would like to begin. I hope you all would too. Uno momento. Please have your arms and seat. I don't know. What do stewardess say on an airplane? Please have your whatever. Please fasten your seatbelts.
Please fasten your seatbelt.
In the upright position. Put your
Ah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. It's been a while. I used to fly a lot, and I haven't flown in like 3 or 4 years. So just imagine the dungeon master setting up the final touches here. For all of you at home, this was the very first map I ever made. I used Campaign Cartographer 3. I personally hail it to be one of the best map maker programs. The downfall, it's probably got the steepest learning curve, and it's pretty expensive, but ooh doggy, does it make the most beautiful maps. And considering this is the very first map I ever attempted, I think that says a lot. All right, everybody. I love to start off sessions with maps. I just love maps. A window should be popping up. It looks like it popped up for all of you. You can resize the window in the bottom right hand corner of the window that the map is in. You can drag it to stretch out the window. Once you've stretched out the window in the map itself, if you right click and go to your 3 o'clock where it says view, and then go to your 3 o'clock again, it'll say zoom to fit. The map will fit in the sized window that you just resized. There is another way to do it actually, but I'll show that as we go along. So this is the map for the first bit of our campaign. I'm going to zoom in a bit. I'm going to draw an arrow of where we're going to begin. You should have seen an arrow drawn, I hope.
Yes, sir.
If you use the mouse scroll wheel, or if you're on a Mac, let's see here. There's a way to do it on a Mac. I'll have to figure it out. I'm not a Mac person. I love the iPhone, but I don't like Macs, so I apologize to anyone if I insulted anyone just now. You are just to the right of the town of Solace. Well, some of you may be, but this is actually just where we're going to begin. Just a little outside of the town of Solace.
Huzzah.
And all I gotta say before we begin, I've been waiting a long time for this. Woo! I'm about to make a name for myself here. What, no laughs? No one knows what I just did? All right, all right. The air surges fierce and sweet, carrying the clear musk smell of the woodlands. The soft murmur of stirring leaves, of insects, and of small animals fills the landscape. The clear highland sky blushes with the end of day and fades into starry sleep. This is home. From this rock outcropping, the valley below seems peaceful, untouched. Dense forests of pine carpet the mountainsides, varied only by thick aspen woods. The mountains, deep blue in the distance, circle the valley floor and form a soft highland bowl. It is a wonder that any beautiful places are left in this world. Before the cataclysm, the days were calm and ordered. Nothing was unexpected. Now the world has changed. Its change has taught two great lessons. First, no beauty, not even that in this valley, is safe. All the riches of the past could not protect the ancient peoples. Gold has no value in the world now. It is too soft for swords or armor. Steel is the most valuable metal of all, though each small kingdom has its own currency and exchange. Secondly, no magic lasts forever. True clerics cannot be found, nor have clerics with miraculous powers been known to exist since the time of the cataclysm nearly 300 years ago. What does this mean, folks? There is no divine magic. Gold Moon, you cannot cast spells. Ooh. So, yeah, no divine magic. No bards don't have magic. Druids don't have magic. You name it, right? It's all gone. The only arcane magic. Just to clarify that for you all. Now, 5 years ago, with the exception of you, Gold Moon, you and your friends parted to search for a true cleric. Tonight, you meet on the road to Solace Town. Now, I got some more maps, some lovely bunch of maps. You can close, or actually, if you still have the world map open, I'll teach you all something cool. I briefly mentioned to many of you about the hot bar at the bottom of Fantasy Grounds with the numbers 1 through 12. If you want to have easy access to that world map again, in the window that the map is in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see a picture of a dragon. You can drag that dragon into one of the hotbars at the bottom, and then you can use either the function key or just click on it, and it'll reopen the map at any time. Nice little function. I find maps are some of the best things to put in the hotbar. But we don't need that world map now. Here is a map that kind of describes what I was talking about a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and start placing people on the map here real fast. Except for you, Gold Moon. Mwahaha. Awesome. Make sure your tokens are locked just for a moment, and then I'll just unlock them now. Why not? So, I want to warn you as players and you as the audience. So I hinted at something I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, and then I'll elaborate. This is our story. Listen to our story. It may be your only chance. Meaning, this is not going to be the novels. The novels, although very beloved by everyone, are embellished versions of the campaign, an embellished version of the campaign. This is your story, my players. You will be enacting, you will be role playing, you will be in the combat. If things go a little different than the novels, que sera, sera. If you like to follow the novels to a T and you want to read off quotes that your character said in the novels, c'est la vie. Go ahead. But this is your story. Just want to clarify that. This is not the novels, this is a campaign. And with that, we're already going to deviate from the novels because, or else Gold Moon wouldn't get to play until next session. Sturm, Karaman, and Raceland. As the three of you are heading towards Solace, you spot an old dwarf whittling on some wood sitting on a rock, waiting for the three of you.
Well, it's about time. Quit loafing around, Carmen. Get your brother and let's get going.
Hail and well met, old friend.
Okay.
So, who's the young lady you have with you?
Oh, no lady yet, but she will be soon. Yeah, ha, ha, ha.
Where are we going?
I don't know about you guys, but I would like a nice pot of Otex spiced potatoes. I don't know about the rest of you, but I've been on the road for a while and I'm starved.
Do you know if the others will show?
Well, my dear boy, I don't know. I hope so. And, that doorknob of a Kender, who knows?
What do you
As
say,
you
Gold?
all, oh, go ahead, go ahead. As you all banter a bit back and forth, uh, lovingly thinking about Odic spiced potatoes at the inn of the last home, ready to head your way there. Uh, a spark of blue lightning begins to appear.
My Rorax beard, what is that?
I did a circle there. The lightning starts striking just around in this circle. And as the lightning strikes, a blue light appears in the center. The blue light grows brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger, until two people appear in the center of the light.
What the hell is that?
The light, as soon as the people appear, vanish along with the lightning.
What condition do they look? Do they look conscious, unconscious, or are they just standing there?
In the exact positions that they are in, the man, quite tall, seems to be crouched a little bit, and the woman standing next to him seems to be standing, almost trying to protect him, with her arms straight out, holding a staff in one arm.
Do they appear hurt?
No, not. No, they do not. Maybe a few rocks hit them, but nothing that would cause anything more than a mere flesh wound.
Well, that was awfully impressive. Travelers, uh, how did you come to be here? Are you okay?
Where are we and who are you?
Well, I'm Flint Fireforge. Uh, these are my companions. You can introduce yourselves, I guess.
I am.
Caramon Marjorie.
You may call me Raceland.
I am Goldmoon, princess and priestess of the Keisha tribe. This is my companion, Riverwind.
Nice to make your acquaintance. Well, we are near the village of Salas. So, um, there's lodgings that way. If you and your companion, eyeing Riverwind with some caution, would like to join us, I guess, on the way to the town, um, maybe we can protect each other, so to speak. There are a lot of nasties out here in the woods.
What was
I,
that
I
blue
think
light?
Oh, what was that blue light indeed, Goldmoon? For you see, Goldmoon, Riverwind, was just returned to your village with a staff, but your father, the chieftain, was unhappy about that and caused a ruckus in the village. Uh, the staff, you, the villagers began to try to stone Riverwind. You ran up to Riverwind, grabbed the staff. You had no idea what was going to happen, but you wanted to protect the one you loved. And the very next thing you know, you're standing right there.
I I would speak with Riverwind and confirm that we are okay traveling with these people for now, but I would not really want to necessarily share too much information with them.
Very understandable from a dungeon master point of view.
Very well. We shall follow you for now.
Well, come on, boys. Let's go get some chow. I swear, Caraman, I believe you've gotten bigger in just the 5 years. My God, son.
It's the stew.
How's your brother? He's looking peaked.
Yeah.
Might be here for like
Don't worry about me, dwarf.
I see his disposition hasn't changed much either. And Flint gives you a kind of worried, kind of, fatherly look. I guess we head on down the trail.
As you, with introductions out of the way, and you're about to head down the trail, the bushes to your left begin to rustle. Suddenly, dark shapes scurry from the woods. Their yellow-green skin pales against their heavy black armor. Their twisted faces glare from the evening darkness. They crouch as they stare at you well beyond the sword range. Behind them, they are now on the map, folks.
Mm.
Behind them, and because I love maps, I also love images. I like that image of him. That's such a good one. A stout pony behind them, sagging beneath a flabby figure much the same, although larger than those who stare you down. The pony rider suddenly turns his head at you and yells, Onyx demands a staff, a blue crystal staff. Should that be it? Forfeit that staff, whether it is or not, now or die. This this evil sounding creature, if you would, waits for no reply from any of you. So yeah, I did stop you from saying anything. As he points at all of you, get them, my pretties. Everyone, roll for initiative.
Oh, good. I get to see what goblins are made of tonight, from the inside out.
And if anyone does anyone not know how to roll initiative? It's like just Raceland and Karaman left to roll initiative.
Quick refresher.
Of course. As I mentioned to most of you, if not all, anything you don't know how to do in Fantasy Grounds, please speak up. Uh, will the real Slim Shady? No. In your character sheet on the main tab, right in the center, it says INIT with a number below it. Double click that number. So for you, Karaman, it's the number 0. Do you have your character sheet open?
I did a minute ago, and now for some reason I'm getting lost here. 1 second. I apologize.
No. In Fantasy Grounds, in the upper left-hand corner, you should see a portrait of yourself. If you click on it, it'll actually open your character sheet.
Okay.
And it looks like Tanis has joined the fray.
Yeah,
Well,
I apologize for being late. I honestly thought it started at 9 for some reason.
It originally we planned that, but I realized most, if not all of you, are on the East Coast, and so I bumped it up an hour. So I'm not making you all stay up till like 1 a.m.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
My apologies. Yeah. It's all good. I'm glad you're here.
Got it.
Awesome, Karaman. You figured it out. Tanis, let me toss you up into the combat tracker, the party sheet, and a map, and I'll even pull up that map up for you here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Just in time for a battle.
Good timing, my boy. We'll be needing your bow.
My pleasure. It's a joy to slay some goblins.
I can't wait to see what they're made of from the inside out. If you know what I mean.
I'm sure blood and guts like the most of us.
Awesome. And Tanis, since you just joined us, roll for initiative.
I click the button, right? With the hand?
Do you have your character sheet up? If not,
I do.
double click the number right below INIT.
Okay, double click. All right, I was just clicking single one time.
Oh, I know. It is a bit confusing. I'm going to warn you all now. There will be times you'll want to single click and there'll be times you want to double click. Here's the trick. If you single click and it doesn't work, try a
Do
double
it again.
click.
Touche.
Take ownership. There we go. All right. Now, since this is our first battle, I expect there to be, questions. I expect there to be, little things. I don't think many, if none of you have used Fantasy Grounds before, so I'm actually quite excited to show off Fantasy Grounds for all of you. So let's begin with one thing. In the upper left-hand corner of Fantasy Grounds, where you see all of your portraits, on the very far left, there is a picture where it kind of looks like what is it? Uh, Six-sided figure with a shadow person in it, and if you hover over it, it'll say "Switch to combat."
You want us to click to that?
Click it away. Click away. Just once though. And by doing so, you will now see everyone in initiative order. At least, what, the first 8? Ugh, that's too many. There we go. We'll just do the first 6. So all of you should now have where Gold Moon should be the very first person, followed up by a Hobgoblin.
That would be correct.
No one's saying otherwise, so I'm going to assume you all got it right the first time. Congratulations, gold star, everybody. So let's get this party started. Gold Moon, what would you like to do?
So I can't use spells, correct?
You cannot use spells, but you do feel a power flowing within the staff you hold. So what you lack in spells might make up for with the staff. Or you can go bonk them on the head, right?
I am going
Check
to
that out,
trust
everybody.
in the staff and use a charge of continual. Well, no, wait. I'm gonna hit him with my sling.
That sounds most excellent to me. Hold down that control button and single click on the enemy you'd like to hit. You did it right. Now, on your character sheet, in the Actions tab of your character sheet, you should see your sling. I already gave you 20 ammo, but slings use rocks, so you won't ever have to worry about running out, I suppose. Even in a dungeon, there's rubble, so rubble. So yeah, let's see if you hit with your sling. Double click the +5. Oh, you know how to do this. Huzzah! A critical hit right off the bat. But now let's see how much amazing damage you did. It'll automatically roll with advantage, or not as a critical, and not a bad roll to start either. The hobgoblin, taken aback, stumbles a bit as the stone pierces into its left eye. It seems mightily wounded, actually. And you can see at home, everybody, it had
I'm just
11
gonna
hit
stay right
points,
here so we
and
can go
it's
ahead and end my turn.
and to end your turn, where you see the portraits of everybody, to the right there is a little arrow with a line. Just click on that. One of the hobgoblin's turns. And indeed, it happens to be the hobgoblin you damaged. You quite hurt, actually. The hobgoblin hisses at you, Gold Moon, cursing in a language you are unfamiliar with. The hobgoblin pulls back the string of its longbow. But since one of its eyes was damaged, I'm giving it a penalty on its attack roll. And as it would seem, you dodged the arrow that went flying towards you. All right, Tanis.
All right. I look around and oh, that stinks. Um, as I kind of wink at Gold Moon, and I'm gonna move forward 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then I will pull out my longbow and I'm gonna fire at that same hobgoblin.
It is a hit. Before you roll damage, hold down control and single click that goblin.
Okay. That's the top or the right one, right? The one in the front on the right. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Now roll for damage.
All right. Rolling for damage.
One of our viewers, Ichiban Viper, says, "May Paladin guide your attacks, mighty travelers."
Thank you. Yeah. So
Damage exceeded by 1. The hobgoblin goes down dying.
I look at Flint and say, "Yes, they appear to look bloody inside." And then I will take my second attack at the second goblin. Do you want me to hit it before I roll the attack like that?
Yep, just like that. You got it down.
All right. Fire again.
Nice shot, my boy.
No.
Ah, but blocked by armor. Now, let's see here. You do have action surge if you wish to use it.
I will. You know what? Why not? Sure. I'll use action surge. Do I just click on the? Actually, I'll wait on that. I think. But how do I? Would I click on the little arrow or the little box to the left of the action surge? Is that how you begin to use that? Is that how it? Um,
The little box next to it is to remind you that you used it. For
okay.
action surge, really it just gives you another attack,
Yeah,
right?
I just go
Yeah.
again, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And with that, I will look back and say, "Thank you, old dwarf." And then I will end my turn.
That works. And then one moment here. All right, we're up to Sturm. Pause just for a moment, though, if you don't mind, Sturm. Let's see here. Where's Tanis? Tanis, did the message of the day pop up for you?
Let me see.
If not, I can tell you how to get to it.
Yeah, go ahead and remind me how to get to it.
It's all good. So, in the upper right-hand corner of Fantasy Grounds, click the Options button,
Okay.
and you'll see the message of the day.
See
And
option.
click on
Okay.
click on your
Okay.
name.
Got it.
The link right below your name. Yeah.
Okay. The yes to all.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sweet. There you are. Whoop. All
Whoop whoop.
right. Awesome. All right, Sturm, unpause. What would you like to do?
These vile fiends shall taste the steel of my blade. So how do I know how far I can move?
No worries. Being a human, you can go 30 feet. I do believe your tokens are locked. So if you start dragging your token, it'll show you as you move your token forward how many feet you've moved. There you go. And then I accept your move. Now what would you like to do?
Okay, can I use action surge to move another 30 feet?
Well, really, you can use the dash action if you like. It is an action. And then you dash, and then you can action surge to do one more attack if you wanted to. Yeah.
Okay, so how do I use dash then?
No worries. Just go another 30 feet. I imagine Sturm just charging with Bright Blade toward them as fast as possible.
Okay, and I'm still not close enough though.
Now, technically, how action surge works is you can take one additional action, right? Right. So, looking at your actions, You could toss a dagger if you wanted to.
No. I must face him in combat.
Ah, well spoken by Sturm. Then,
Death is a cowardly option.
in that case, in Fantasy Grounds, in the upper right-hand corner, where all the portraits are, to the right of the portraits is a little like play button. What does it say for you all? Next actor? No, end turn maybe.
All right, I clicked it.
How do I bring up the combat? I'm sorry. How do I bring up the combat map again?
Oh, sure. Was that you, Sturm?
No, this is Flint.
Oh, Flint. My bad. I wasn't looking for a moment. I'll have all your voices memorized soon. You just tell me. I can do it for you really fast, and then down the road I'll show you another method. But
Yeah, it kicked me out of Fantasy Grounds, and then I got back in. So, but the map was down.
no worries. Did the map pop open for you now? Let's see here.
I do not have it.
Ah, I don't want to reshare it with everyone.
That's fine. I got it in my mind. I know. I'll just move me to the closest hobgoblin when it's my turn.
No, it's okay. All right, everybody, you might have to resize your maps here. I want to see if this will work for Flint. I'm curious why it won't work for him right now. And I'm sure the map like resized for all of you. I try to avoid doing that method because once you get the map just the way you like it, and then all of a sudden, I gotta do it over again. But all right, uh, there you go, Flint. What would you like to do?
It is actually I believe it's the
Oh, it's
hobgoblin.
Viewmaster Toad's turn. Yeah. I am Viewmaster Toad. How dare you destroy and kill one of my army men? You will pay for this. You will rue the day that you have insulted me. Get them, kill them all.
Your smell is insulting all of us. Oh,
So what Viewmaster Toad did was a leadership thing. And so he gave, let's see here, I'll read it off to you. He uttered words of encouragement, if you would, to his army. Uh, and one of the creatures, one of the hobgoblins, we'll say the one that's up front there still. That one right there can now add a D4 to its roll. For an attack roll or a saving throw. So not a damage roll, but an attack roll, a d20. So just give you a heads up, that hobgoblin up front is raring to attack you all now. Ah, the silent river wind. River wind decides to take a straight shot at the hobgoblin directly across from him, but misses at a 16. He is quick, though. Loads his bow and shoots again. Learning from his mistake. It's a crit hit. The goblin is heavily wounded. Piercing its side, blood gushes out of the goblin, barely able to stand. The goblin looks like it's on its last life. All right, Flint.
All right, as I rock back and forth, holding my battle axe, I will charge the closest one if I can make it.
Which you can.
All right.
And don't hesitate to speak up if you have a question.
I just have to remember how to I'm still in D20 mindset, so I'm trying to get back to his. I want to click on his battle axe. Is that under? Is there an equip inventory, right?
Go to your actions tab, the final tab in your character sheet.
Ah, there he is. Yep, you're right.
And
All
the
right.
+7 is the attack roll, and the one next to it is your damage roll. Now that's a hit. Welcome anyone who's just joining in. Appreciate you watching. That definitely a hit. Let's see how much damage. Oh, you just untargeted him. There you go. So still, yep, there you go. Really? Oh my goodness. With the exact damage needed, how did you defeat the hobgoblin?
As I walk up, I just simply come up and bam! I hit him with both hands on the battle axe and slash into his skull.
Yep, that hobgoblin was a youngin with only 6 hit points. I do remind all you players and those at home, I have random hit points turned on, so you never know how many hit points everyone has.
Now, does Flint have? Flint has 2 attack actions, correct?
And 5 more feet of movement.
All right.
The one nearest you does look barely alive.
Yeah, but I fought with Stern before, and I can't engage that one. He'll get PO'd at me, that boy, in his honor.
Mm-hmm. That was the one Riverwind struck with a longbow, actually. Yeah. I believe this is the one Sturm might be going after.
Yeah, that's the one I'm gonna avoid.
Thank you, old friend.
Blackjack. And another one bites the dust. I love the blood splatter on the maps.
As I slice my axe into him, I look over at the leader, and I look at him. I'm like, well, seems like your odds are changing there. You might want to skedaddle.
Oh, he might be considering it at this point.
All right,
Go.
that'll end my turn, and I will hit turn.
Excellent. The hobgoblins are not dumb like their cousins, just the regular goblins. He does see that his leader is exposed. He moves in a method so he doesn't get an attack of opportunity. He dances around you a little bit, if you would, Flint.
Come on, let's end this now.
I was holding down the wrong button. All right. with a long sword pulled out. He swings at you, Flint. And misses. Wah, wah. Oh, Raceland.
How far away is the Viewmaster from me?
About 90 feet.
Raceland will step forward and say, Caraman, get out of my way! And I will cast Magic Missile at the Viewmaster.
Ah, nice. Oh, no, Caraman. You don't get to get out of the way. Good try, though. I'll give you A for effort on that. Now, I do believe you get what three shots at your level, right?
I believe so, yeah. Level
Yep,
1.
yep. Three glowing darts of magical force. Uh, so here's how you're gonna do it.
Sure.
Hold down Control and single click on Viewmaster Toad. And you should, let's see here. Ah, there you go. You have him targeted. So, 95 feet, right? Yeah. And I believe, yeah, Magic Missile is up to 120 feet. So you're totally fine. Now, on your character sheet, in the Actions tab uh, where it says Magic Missile, just to the right of it, there's a red button. If you hover over it, it'll say Damage. Click that 3 times and say there's no place like home.
There's no place like home.
I had to. I have to say, I know people hate remakes and reboots. I would love to see a remake of The Wizard of Oz done accurate to the books. Man, that would be amazing. Okay, that was my little rant. Do you want to move at all, Raceland?
No, I'm fine where I am.
Ah, ah, ah! Shouts Viewmaster Told as he dances in place. Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. All right, go ahead and end your turn, Raceland. The hobgoblin stands in front of his leader, his commanding officer. And with a long sword in hand, in both hands, he swings at Flint. And I called it. I said both hands. But Flint can take 6 damage.
Absolutely. It's just a flesh wound.
But just so you understand, hobgoblins have martial advantage.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay. I think I'll use that.
There's nothing saying you have to, but you can.
But look at the low roll. You only take 6 more damage. I'll put that on you. Don't worry about it. Not even wounded yet.
Oh, so that's how we're gonna play. 2-on-1. That's fine with me. It's more than you two can handle.
It evens the odds.
Yeah, I like them.
All right, Caraman.
All right. Um, let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and how do I? No, wait. this right. This is my first time trying to.
No. Were you dashing or did you only want to go 30 feet?
Is 30 feet. I was trying to look initially what my max movement was, and I was missing that in my brief look here.
It's okay. A human
Speed, there it is.
can
Yeah, 30.
walk. Yep.
Yeah,
So, but if you dash, you can go double your movement.
but then I can't attack, right?
You can action surge and get one more attack.
I got these javelins.
You do. You could go just a measly 30 feet and toss a javelin.
Okay. Now on the weapons page, can you talk me through this one time? I'm messing up.
Absolutely. Hold down the control button and single click the target you want.
Uh huh.
And now on your character sheet in the actions tab,
Uh huh.
you find the javelin.
Uh
Find
huh.
the one where it's thrown. So the second version of javelin on there. The first one is if you melee. The second one is if you throw it.
Uh-huh.
And just double click the +7.
You make it simple.
Ah, but it's a miss.
Um, so then I can action surge and do another one, right?
Yep. Well, technically you have extra attacks, so you could toss 3 of them if you wanted to. Let's see here.
Automatic miss. Fantastic.
Yeah. The next session, I'm gonna have Sirenscape, which will have music and sound effects.
Uh-huh.
And when you roll a 1 for an automatic miss, it does the wah wah sound. Oh, I love it when it does that. And it cheers when you roll a 20 too. It's pretty cool.
Right on. I think that's gonna do it.
Hey, no worries, no worries. Just don't forget to pick up those javelins, right? Uh,
Yeah. Let's
so
see. I
in
gotta
the
hit the thing. I got you. There you go.
awesome, we are at round 2 with Gold Moon. The only party member who's mildly even has a scratch would be Flint.
All right, I'm gonna spin up my sling and fire again. Fire again at the one that is in front of the
Yeah, but blocked by armor.
All right, well, I don't have any bonuses or anything, so we will just move on to the next one.
All right, Tanis. Be warned, a lot of party members are in your line of sight now.
All
Aim
right.
high, boy.
Thank you, Flint. You doing all right handling your own over there?
Ah, yeah, it's pretty stinky though.
I agree. You, Hobgoblin, as I kind of look towards what I expect to be the leader, um, what are you doing making my town so filthy? As I fire a warning shot at him to kind of run, I'm going to move. How do I want to do this? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I think I can move 35 feet, can I?
I think you do for yours. Where is it? Yeah, you got 35 feet for speed.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move right there.
Are you gonna tell him you have the high ground?
Yep.
Just kidding.
um, and then let's fire at him. Hit the control. Oh, I hit Alt. It's control.
No,
There
it's
we go.
control, but you also have a hobgoblin targeted. Oh, you know what? I'll just fix that. Don't even worry about it. Hold on one moment. Okay, now control click the fatty. No offense to anyone. I shouldn't have said that, right? We're in 2024, aren't we?
And
None taken. I own my fatness.
it didn't give me the line for it. I don't know if that's
Nope, you got him targeted. I see it. So go.
okay.
Yep,
All
you're good. It's
right.
okay. I used to have a giant belly when I used to weigh a lot and had a giant belly, and then I learned the easiest way to lose weight. It's called divorce.
I
Alright,
dropped my bow smoothly and let the arrow slang, kind of plunking into him.
It is a hit. Now let's see how much damage you do. You pierce his, we'll say, shoulder at this point. He's still quite healthy, actually.
Oh. Um. Does he look like he's still pretty confident, or does he kind of want to stick around? What is his demeanor?
I think I'll leave that for a surprise since his turn is almost coming up here.
Okay. To make sure, you know what? If he looks still pretty healthy and doesn't hurt him, I'm gonna sling. Actually, the one that hit Flint, I'm gonna aim for him if that's possible. Do I need to, or is it kind of like we have to focus on one per?
No, you can change targets. Control click Viewmaster Toad to untarget him.
Okay.
Now control click the one you want.
All right. And the one that hit you, Flint, was the top one, right, or the bottom?
I believe it was the top one.
Okay. All right. And I will fire my bow. Oh my gosh.
No.
Did you just shoot me in the arse?
Sorry, my old friend. And that will end my turn.
All right, Sturm.
All right, I will head towards Viewmaster Toad. Can I basically dance around the other hobgoblin, so he doesn't get an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, because technically you're still in melee range of that. A diagonal, touching diagonal is still melee range. So yeah, you don't gotta
you
worry
gotta
about
worry
that.
about that.
Perfect, perfect. All right, then I will be attacking Viewmaster Toad with my blade.
I control click them.
Do I have him targeted?
You don't. Oh, you're the Mac, right? So command click them if you're the Mac. There you go.
Perfect.
Wow, he actually blocked Brightblade.
But I do get 2 attacks, correct?
Yes, you do. There's a hit.
All right, and I will use my action surge to attack again.
Let's do it like Nike. I'm out.
And I get 2 attacks on that action surge, or is it just 1 on the action surge?
So that's always up for debate. Because technically, action surge is a action, and as an action, you get 2 attacks. So now I do change the rules quite often, as you will all find out. In this specific battle, I will allow 2 more attacks because that is considered 1 action.
All right, so that was 1 attack, so 1 more attack then.
Let's see, 2 more. You haven't. Oh, did you action surge and did 1 already?
Yes.
Yep. So 1 more. Finally, the 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 large hobgoblin starts to seem hurt.
Have at the varlet, and I'm done with my turn.
Holding his wounds, he shouts, I am Viewmaster Toad. How dare thee try to extinguish my life? The high theocrats will hear about this. Run away, you fools! And he runs away, giving you an attack of opportunity, Sturm.
Excellent. Not a lot of damage. I guess I caught just as he's running away.
He's a toughie. I'll admit that. I'm not gonna tell you how many hit points he has, but he's a toughie. And with that, he runs away. Uh, he who runs away lives to fight another day. Riverwind gets to an advantageous point near the edge of a cliff. The first arrow blocked by a shield, but the second one hits. Maximum damage. But the hobgoblin still stands. All right, Flint.
All right, I've had enough of these two.
Hey, Skeeter's Moonshine. Hola, ¿cómo está, señor o señorita? No sé, pero pienso que está un hombre porque su nombre está Skeeters. Simón.
With that, I swing my axe. Is he still standing?
I'm looking. I think he is actually. Swing again.
Is that a hit?
Let's see here. A 15 is a miss.
I will action surge.
Roar. Nope, that's a miss too, obviously. And that's a crit. It'll automatically roll double. And he goes down.
I can't exactly have you show me up there, Sturm.
You hold your own quite well, old friend.
You haven't lost your touch.
Thank you. My Rorax beard, they do stink, though. My gosh.
Ah, soy feliz que está bien. Oh, sí, puedo hablar en español si tú puedes
And I
hablar
will
en
end my
español
turn.
también.
There you go.
Vive en México por un año. Fue construyendo casas por la sin casa. Oh, you don't speak Spanish. It's all good, senor. It's all good. All good in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. All right, Raceland.
All right. I will walk. I'll walk all my movement toward him, and I will very calmly cast the sleep spell.
Ooh, that's
Say,
a
we
nice
should,
one.
I will,
Nice.
as loudly as Raceland can, I will say, we should keep this one alive through questioning.
Mhm. Oh, no, I'm intrigued. Control click them, and you'll know. Yep, there you go. Find sleep in your actions, and it is the. Let's see here. I always have to read. Sleep always tosses me off a bit. Um, Oh, yeah, that's right. Roll a five. You just roll a 5d8. So, find the d8 uh, down below on the the series of dice. Left click and hold the left click down, and then right click 4 times. So you got five of them, and then let them go in the chat window. If that didn't make sense, I can repeat myself. That was 8, so I'll take the first 5, which is 23. Does he have less than 23 hit points? That he does. He is asleep.
With that, Raceland will begin to slump to the ground, coughing.
Nice, nice. Well, congratulate yourselves. A battle well earned, and we'll go ahead and do interrogations pretty quick here. But I just wanted to congratulate you all. I mean, that was a full on battle going on there. Good job. I cleared the initiatives. And interrogations can take a little bit, or they may not take much time at all, depending on what happens. But to be prepared, let's take a quick 5 minute break here, and then we will reconvene. So, everyone, I do like to insist to my players, hey, get up, stretch, stop staring at the computer screen for a couple minutes, whatever. But before you go, I will throw up. Hold on. No, I will throw up. I will toss up something in the chat window. One moment. Okay, you'll see there is a circle. The GM is asking ready. When each of you come back, click on your circle, and that will notify me that you are back. Uh, I'm gonna get up for a moment. I'll keep my headset on those, and I'll take myself off push to talk in case anyone has any questions. Uh, but like I said, I'm an old man. It's time for my smoke break. All right, everybody, 5 minutes. We'll be back. We'll be back, everybody. Just 5 minutes. Each of you, go ahead. Kiss your loved ones goodbye. No, 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 no. Go to the bathroom. Grab a snack. Get a drink. Because, oh, you guys are all about to be in for a treat. You know what? In fact, I would say you're in for a treat. Hang on to your seat. Get ready for an adventure using their remarkable feats. You'll meet Odic and Tika waiting at the inn. Once you start watching, you'll never leave Kryn. I'll be back, folks. Ah, Noldar, before I take off, I'm catching up here. Uh, and yes, Skeeters, I will tell Gold Moon and Caraman and Race and Skeeter says hi. Thank you. First time playing with the group. Yes, this specific group, yes. I've actually run this. This would be, I have to think, Alpha, Beta, Kappa, Zeta, Delta. This would be my 7th time actually running this campaign. Um, Uh, I took like a three-year break from D&D, and I am just coming back in. I'm very excited and very happy you all are watching. Thank you so much. Now, if you'll excuse me just for a few minutes, I gotta take a partake of my cancer stick, if you would. And for any of you who are just joining in, although I'm not sitting down in front of the webcam, I'm outside at the moment. I do have my headphones on, and I am able to speak to you as a ghost. Ooh. So, thank you all for joining in. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. I'll go ahead and give a little background of myself, uh, and then the players very soon will be giving their own backgrounds. But I wanted to get them raring up and stretch their arms and legs to get into a fight first. So I am the ever imitated, never duplicated, enigmatic Vodcard spellbard, professional dungeon master at your service. And I appreciate each and every one of you for watching and tuning in. I have been a player of Dungeons and Dragons since 1989. I started with Dragonlance as a rogue kender. So I do have a soft place in my heart for both rogues and kenders. Around the year 2000 would have been Dungeons and Dragons 3.0. I believe it was before 3.5 came out. I finally tried my hand at being a dungeon master and never quit. I have been a dungeon master ever since. So we're talking about 24 years I've been a dungeon master. And around 2016, my players finally told me, look, you need to go professional. I was a little begrudging at the thought, but ultimately I decided to do that. So I have been a professional dungeon master for several years as well. There is a train coming by, so I'm going to mute myself.
I think I did that right.
Yeah, I think so.
I gotta say, I really like your role playing as Flint. It's great.
It's great. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I'm a frustrated actor. That's all it is.
And I'm trying to figure out Tanis, but because that's like yeah, I'll get it. But yeah, you're doing good. And Sturm, that was a great one too. So
Yeah, well, he's pretty easy because he's a man of few words, so he
yeah,
lets the blade do the talking.
yeah. I also liked Raslin's little um, comment. So that was slick. I was like, that's exactly what he would do. So
I like how Gold Moon's kind of got this stand up ish. I'm queen of the, I'm the queen of the, she did a really good job of like, should I trust you or not? You know what I mean? So
I missed that. I hopefully I'll get a little bit more of that. So yeah, I'm sorry, sad that I missed the beginning of it, but
yeah, she really captured the you know that image you get in the book of her being very stoic and
oh,
kind of
cool.
cold at first. So yeah, she did a really good job. I was like, oh, that's impressive.
That's cool. Where are we at? I guess in the story, are we coming into Solus, or where did we meet? Okay,
Yeah, we're on the road. I think it's kind of the replay of the the ambush scene when the goblins came in. Only we got hobgoblins. I was like, ooh, okay. Um,
so
but
with
yeah,
Flint, Tasselhoff, and Tanis when they show up there. Okay,
yeah, yeah. But I think the whole group's with us. So yeah,
okay,
but
cool.
yeah, I've been playing since, and I'm gonna age myself here. I think I've been playing since '82. I played the original uh, AD&D and then or the original red box, blue box, expert set, and all that, and then I fell in love with Dragonlance, man. I've met the authors. I've got a signed copy of the book. They're just um, yeah. So and I was so disappointed in the animated series. So I think a
Me
lot of
too.
people were.
Yeah,
Yeah, we definitely all were, I think.
As long as we're all giving our histories. I started with second edition. And yeah, one of the first few modules that I DM'd was actually Dragonlance. And that was way back when in my early 20s. So I've been playing D&D for quite some time as well.
Most excellent, everybody. I am back also. I was just listening in. So it's all good. If you guys are chatting, I usually don't interrupt because I like to listen. A few people have been commenting. I'm scrolling up. Ichiban Viper, he says he knows Goldmoon, Raceland, and Karaman. He's in the Discord. Wanted to say hello to you guys. We got Noldar uh, jumping in and watching and everything as well. So just we're having a good time right now, and I'm glad you all have joined in. I hope you liked getting thrown into a battle right off the bat before even any introductions started.
Loved it, loved it.
And we will get into introductions. I usually will for this specific campaign. I usually kind of hold off introductions until we get to the end of the last home because it's kind of it feels appropriate to do the introductions at that part. So I do see everyone has clicked on the circle. Someone clicked on it twice. I just want to make sure that means you are here, and it doesn't mean you're not here. Do you? Whoever has the X, uh, if you're here, click it until you have the check mark. Actually, I guess I could just look at the video cams, huh? And everyone's here. All right, then in that case, it has begun. You've got a sleeping hobgoblin, everybody.
we should tie him up first.
Guess we'll ask him some questions.
I'm sure at least a few of you in your backpacks have a rope.
I'll look for Tasselhoff. He's not here, but
I don't know where that doorknob of a Kender is off to, but we'll find him.
yes. Um,
Oh, and
Flint.
Skeeter
God,
Moonshine. Skeeter's Moonshine also says hello to you all as well. I'm sorry, Skeeter. I spazzed out at that.
greetings. Flint, do you have a rope in your backpack?
Probably still there. I haven't seen the Kender in a while, so I'm hoping it's still there.
Aye, it is. I'm peeking at your inventory
Yeah.
now.
All right, let's tie him up
Agree.
before we wake him. I'll
Easily
move over,
done. Mhm.
I guess,
Uh,
and with Flint's help, I guess tie up however needs to.
I unlocked your tokens. You all can move about freely. And really, if you'd rather just do theater of the mind with this, you can keep your map up or you can close the map at this point if you just want to envision it in your head. Either way works for me. I usually keep the map up, especially for the audience at home, but that's about it.
I take kind of a side-eye glance and I look at Caraman and I say, "Well, your brother seems to have vastly improved in his magical abilities."
Yeah, he's been practicing a good bit.
Yeah, skin of his. What happened?
Looks were never a strong suit.
Yes, but I don't remember his skin being quite so strange.
Yes.
Yes, his eyes.
Uh,
If you have a question, dwarf, you can direct it at me.
Now, Ras, no disrespect. You just look a little different. That's all. I'm worried about you, boy.
Yes, you seem to have become a very formidable magic user.
Well, that was always my plan, wasn't it? But Karaman, help me up. Let's get this over with, and I need to get somewhere and rest.
Don't trust the mage. Never trust
Okay.
mages.
Tanis, what are goblins and hobgoblins doing in our little city? This is a little strange.
I don't know. I don't like it either. The stench, as you said. You'll be washing your dagger for weeks, your axe, just to remove that stench.
It'll never come off. I doubt it.
Let's
I turn,
ask them.
I turn to Gold Moon and say, he asked about that staff.
Yes, what is that staff? As I looked at Goldman as well.
Well, if we are done discussing, how about we wake him up and ask him what he knows of it?
A proper answer. I commend you on that.
All right.
Yes, milady.
I guess I'll shake the hobgoblin awake.
And Skeeters, I fully agree with you. Drunken, singing mountain
I'll just
dwarves
stand over him
all the
holding my
way.
axe, glaring.
He should be tied up, right? Or did you want us to roll for sleight of hand or anything for that?
No, he's sleeping. I mean, yeah, you
Okay.
got him all tied up. You
Okay.
haven't even woken him up yet. I mean, I'm sure like Raceland probably has some smelling salts, or maybe just slap him silly.
Uh, well, Raceland, do you have any smelling salts to wake this hobgoblin up?
I may have some herbs in my pouch. Hang on. I don't know if DM, if you would allow, I would think that Raceland would have some kind of herbs in his pouch to do something like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Here, Tennis, try this.
I'll take it and put it under the hobgoblin's nose.
Ah, 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 where am I? Why can't I move?
You're tied up. What are you doing in our town?
We are part of the army for the high theocrats. You should know better than to stomp your foots around us. You will pay for this. You understand?
The High Theocrats. Who are they? What are you talking about? This town has changed so much.
The
5 years?
theocrats.
What is going on?
I
They're the
don't.
rulers of this town, and they will rule over you. And that is all I will say. And with that, he bites his tongue off.
All right then.
Yes. Well,
Well,
Well, he's not talking.
not for a
yes.
while.
And he's bleeding to death.
Well, he's chosen his own death.
Yeah.
Let's
Caravan, drag that stinky body into the woods and let him die. We've got to get these folks to the end.
right, Caraman. You ought to hide the rest of the bodies in the woods as well. See if they have any use. And can I pick my arrows up from the bodies?
My rule of thumb is half your arrows used rounded up.
Okay.
There you go, my javelins.
All of the javelins, because those are a little different than arrows.
Thank you.
So let's see here. Like Tanis, you used what? 2
Four.
arrows?
Yeah, I shot 4 times, so that would be 2 arrows I'd pick up.
Oh, I see. You already did it. Good job.
Mhm.
Can I pick up rocks for my sling?
Oh, absolutely. You can refill up to all 20 if you like.
Real quick, is there there's no way to individually reopen a game map. You have to send it to everybody. Is that correct?
No, there is. There is. Okay, now I don't know if there's a new way to do it, but I do know of the tried and true way to do it. And I'll show you all right now. So for the combat order, we've been using the portraits in the upper left-hand corner.
Mhm.
There is another combat tracker. In Fantasy Grounds, in the upper right, under the tool dropdown, there are 2 swords crossing streams. Now, I know Ghostbusters taught us never to cross streams, but if you click on it, it will open up a combat tracker.
Mhm.
And now, because there's no initiative, I cleared initiative. Everyone's just on here haphazardly. The Hobgoblin's bleeding to death. I'll take him off for now. Um, And so the tried and true way is find yourself on the combat tracker, and I believe you just double click on yourself.
Uh-huh.
Did that work?
Yeah, you got to do the icon.
Ah, the icon. Thank you. There's
Yeah.
been so many updates to Fantasy Grounds since I last used it, so I appreciate you all teaching me the new stuff.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, the combat tracker is pretty cool. As a dungeon master, it is a valuable asset. But I'm noticing for players, it's not as necessary. And if you all want to keep a combat tracker open, you can. But the portraits in the upper left pretty much do a good job.
Well, I just learned something. On the Mac, the arrow keys will move my character.
Oh, nice, nice.
Very cool. Do the hobgoblins by any chance have any like daggers or anything?
Sure, let's play that game. Hold on a moment. I got something pretty cool for that. One moment. Watch this, everybody. Let's do Monster Loot Volume 1, Monster Manual. Loading, loading. There we go. Let's go to Monster Loot Volume 1.
Good
Let's
job,
go
Caraman.
to
Moving those bodies
tables.
into the woods. Probably should cover
I'll
them with
just
some
type
leaves a little bit
in
just to make sure no one
mob,
finds them. If there are
goblin.
hobgoblins here, there must be more about where there's one, there's many.
Okay.
Is
That's
there,
fair.
you guys killed, what, 5 of them, right?
Yeah.
10 arrows, broken chainmail, broken longbows, broken longswords, and broken shields. But there are 10 arrows.
Okay. Oh. I Is everybody okay if I take the arrows?
Sure.
Hey, boy.
All right. How do I
I'm going to
add to the
close the map,
arrows?
everyone at
There.
home.
Or is there only max 20 I can have at a time?
You can actually change that number.
Okay. How do I do that? Do I just click on it and? Oh yeah. Okay. Click on it and type in. That easy.
Isn't that
Okay.
cool?
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I
Okay.
noticed you at home were mentioning about
All right. Well,
R-rated
I suppose we
games.
should make it to the inn and
Love R-rated
perhaps
games.
disappear out of sight
Only
before
if
more of these
every
foul creatures show
player
up.
is agreeable to it, though.
Sounds like a plan.
My lady, are you planning on accompanying us? I don't think Sturm will leave you alone.
I whisper to Riverwood momentarily, and we both nod and look at the group and say, "We shall accompany you for now, as long as it serves our purposes."
All right. And
So I'm going to say in Merc speak because I assume these two don't know it, and I'll say to Tanis and the rest of the group, there's something strange about those two and that staff. We need to find out a little bit more about it, if you know what I mean.
She's not very forthcoming with information on that staff.
agreed. She knows more than what she's letting on.
Yeah, absolutely. But then look at the group of us.
Or maybe they're dumber than they think.
Something strange is afoot at the local Circle K.
I give was it Rasslin, did you say that last thing?
I said maybe they're just as dumb as they look.
Oh,
Maybe they don't know what is going on.
I kind of give you a strange look, thinking that you might know more than what you let on. Well, regardless, let's go to the inn and see if we can learn more from them. Perhaps with some ale and food in their bellies, they'll be more willing to speak.
Agreed.
To the inn! No, but we'll head to Solace first.
That was a great Batman reference with the song.
Well, thank you. With everything taken care of, sounds like you all dragged the bodies into the woods, not just to leave them out in the open as such. Uh, you start to head off to Solace. Solace is pretty close. We'll just say it's just merely half a mile to a mile at most of where you all are at. So, just a 10 to 20-minute walk, not long, not far at all. A warm autumn breeze rustles the great Valenwood trees of Solace. The great road that wanders through the trees blazes in the bright colors of autumn. The richly stained buildings of Solace rest cradled overhead in the boughs of the trees. Before I begin to explain a little more of Solace, I have something fun here. Oh, okay, I can't share it. You all just have to click on it. Uh, in Fantasy Grounds, in the tool drop down, do you see the calendar?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and click it or tick it.
13th.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Had to program it myself a little bit, but yeah. And that is the accurate uh moons, what do you call them,
Phase.
periods of, yeah, phases, not periods, yeah, those are the actual phases of the moons. Because I had to do a bit of research and digging and maybe a little help with chat gpt, but I do believe it was the 4th of autumn harvest that was the last day where all moons were at a new moon. And so, if you were to click on the 4th, you'll see that they're all new moons. But today is the 13th, the Heroes Reunion Day, if you would, right? And as we go through day by day, you will see the phases of the moons change. So that it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, I'm
impressive.
impressed. I'm very impressed.
Very
So
cool.
was I. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I used a few extensions. Matakure, he's a pretty famous guy who makes a lot of stuff for Fantasy Grounds. He did the Dragonlance calendar, and I used that, and then I added in the moons and put in their phases and periods and all that stuff. So, and shifts, shift, phase, and period. So yeah, yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd show you that. Okay, now let's go back to. So you can pull up the calendar at any time, if you ever are wondering where we're at, because I will try to keep up with it. I'll probably keep up with it like in between sessions, not during a session, but as the days go by, these are the, what is it? Like the sands of the hourglass. These are the days of our lives.
Are the moon phases going to affect magic?
I'm gonna say yes.
Ooh, cool. I'm excited for you.
And I do have that. Uh, we'll just leave it as a surprise for
Cool.
now.
Good. Sounds good.
So, for Goldmoon and Riverwind, who probably have never been to Solace, obviously the rest of you have, as it was briefly hinted at, and it shows in the background of Fantasy Grounds. I cut out that picture, tried to make it look all cool, and couldn't figure out the fade effect in Photoshop in time. I did figure it out, but not in time. But you'll see that all the buildings in Solace are built on treetops. And that specific building in Fantasy Grounds in the background is the Inn of the Last Home. Now, one moment, por favor.
It
Smell that,
feels.
Dennis? I smell spiced potatoes all the way from here.
It feels good to be home, my old friend. It's great to be home.
It has been too long.
It has been.
You
What?
do love those potatoes.
The Inn of the Last Home actually is not on the outskirts of the town, but near the border of the town. So as you begin to enter Solace, it is one of the first buildings that you come across. It rests cradled high in the boughs of a valenwood tree, as do all the buildings here, for Solace is a treetop town. Warm laughter rumbles from the inn this evening. The worn steps wind around the heavy trunk up to the familiar carved door. The inn of the last home never changes. The polished wooden bar weaves about several living branches. An old man weaves stories in the corner and delights the crowd gather about him. The delicate windows of stained glass behind the bar are being polished by Odik Sandath, the barkeeper. He turns and waves, smiling at you, and motions the barmaid in your direction. The low murmur of voices fills the inn. The bartender turns thoughtfully to polish at the glasses. At a far table near the storyteller, a young boy sits quietly listening to his stories. Another man stands beside the storyteller. Uh, Forget that part. I'm gonna scratch that. I like changing things on the fly. Just you'll all find that out real quick. But the barmaid herself steps towards you, smiles, and shows you to a table. Something about her seems familiar. The hair, the intelligent glint of her eyes. Could this be Tika, the little girl who swept the tavern floors a short 5 years ago? The inn may never change, but surely its people do.
Oh,
Tika, is that you? My God, girl, you've grown up like a weed.
You have grown up.
oh dear.
Oh,
Hago.
just calm your loins there, Caraman.
Noldar, that's awesome. So true to character,
How have you
isn't it?
Have
been?
you been?
My starry-eyed surprise. Well, if isn't Tanis, Race, is that you, Race? Oh, we'll go on to Flint and Caraman. Seems like you two have a few of the tribesmen with you today as well. Go ahead, sit down at your place. I've got a perfect spot for all of you. And with that, let's open up a map at the end of the last home.
Nice. We go to our old table, right?
Oh, yes, you do. Now, this map will have something called line of sight. Uh, Probably. I don't know. No, I'm going to keep it on because it's kind of cool. I can turn it off if it's annoying for this type of map because it's not like a dungeon or an encounter map. But nonetheless, it's a good show of just what line of sight is like. And with that, I'm going to share the map and unlock the tokens. You don't have to like try to take a seat or anything like that unless an encounter happens. You never know who all is in here, right? Or what might happen at the end, because none of us have read the novels, of course. And but here is the end of the last home, at least the main room. We would say Odic is there. I could actually place Odic and Tika on here too. I have tokens for them too, if needed, but I'll hold off for now. And then, oh, oops. And then over there is a door to the kitchen. You never know. I don't know. Probably, you probably never have to go in there, but.
Never.
And we'll say, oh, where's a good spot? You know what? This looks like a good spot for the storyteller man with a little boy listening to his stories. There's a man dressed in flamboyant white robes sitting at the bar here. And of course, many other patrons. But I just kind of pointing out a few patrons just for, for flavor, if you would. Only flavor, of course.
As we sit down, Flint's gonna look over at all of you. All right, let's get the brass tacks. Has any of you seen? Well, first, has any of you seen that doorknob of a Kender? And Caraman and Rastlin, is your sister coming? Is Skitiara gonna be here as well?
Now, as for Tass, I'll chime in on that one. Uh, you're certain Tass will show up. He may be a little late, but as a Kender might say, a Kender is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Yes, and most importantly, we separated 5 years ago to search after evidence of the old gods. Have we found any evidence since then?
I have not. Nothing from Rorax, any of the other gods. Karajalith, Paladine, none of them.
I found nothing but troubles all through my travels.
Charlatans and fakers, all.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't even heard rumors. There was nothing through my travels. I still have to believe they're out there somewhere. What if I will kind of look at Riverwind and Goldmoon and ask them if they have encountered any evidence of the old gods that we have been searching for 5 years, and we vowed to come back in 5 years to meet together. Um, we went searching our separate ways to find for the old gods. Have you seen any evidence of them?
At the mention of the old gods, Goldmoon kind of looks at Riverwind and is sort of waiting to see what he decides to share.
I understand, Goldmoon, and Riverwind will rarely speak at this moment. I I have just a bit, but it's fuzzy. I have vague memories. I was sent to go to a place called Zaxaroth and recover something called the Blue Crystal Staff, but I do not remember much more. I remember vague little bits, and then all of a sudden I was in town, and I tried to present the staff, but the chieftain berated and belittled me, and caused the village to turn on me. It was Goldmoon who tried to protect me, and then the next thing I know, we were here.
Interesting. Raceland, do you believe that that staff may be magical?
Magical, perhaps, but I don't know. No, no magic incantation, no somatic components. There's like no arcane magic I have ever heard of.
Oh, and if I could interject just for a moment. Right now, the staff looks normal. No blue crystal on the top. It just looks like a quarter staff or a big walking stick that Gandalf would use. That's about it right now.
Did it light up during the combat at all?
Was it used in combat?
No, I didn't use it in combat.
Okay.
Now, I already knew that, but I wanted someone to say it anyway.
Yeah.
Meaning, no, it did not light up.
Okay. Hmm. Interesting. Well, as for Tasselhoff, I'm sure he'll show up when he desires to. Flint, he'll find his hands in your pockets soon enough.
It's a shame. My shoulder, the goblins got nicked. It would be nice to. We did find some old gods, but I guess it's just not to be. I don't know what we're gonna do. And now we've got hobgoblins and goblins running around the city. This is bad. Bad, Tanis.
Yes, perhaps Tika knows something. She's been here a bit longer.
Absolutely. When she comes over and drops our meals off, let's get her here to stay for a few.
Yes, I agree. And you, Sturm, what have you been up to?
Well, I went north to Salamnia to see what I could find of the knights. Unfortunately, I found nothing but dishonor and ruin.
When you say that, Sturm, what do you mean? Like, are the knights disbanded, or what's going on?
The knights no longer seem to be regarded or honorable. Uh, Unfortunately, all I could find of my father's legacy was this sword and this armor that I wear. Other than that, there is nothing that I found that's worth noting.
Flint reaches over with like a fatherly pat and goes, "Boy, you do look good in it. I will say that much."
Yes.
Thank you. I only hope I can be as honorable as this armor deserves me to be.
I'm sure you will, Sturm. And you, old friend, Flint, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been going through most of the trade routes, same as everybody else. And then there's all this talk of the Seeker gods. Ha, they're all fooey, if you ask me. They're nothing but a bunch of charlatans and fakers, much like Ras says. It's just, I don't know. It's a bit on the disparaging side. I don't know what to think of it. But I saw no hide or hair of any type of healing or any type of sign of the old gods. Nothing. I've never seen anything like it.
Yes. And were you able to make it home and see find out what was going on back at your home, Flint?
Um, yeah, I tried, but getting in with it's a long story. I really rather go into it actually.
Fair enough. And you, Karaman and Rasslin, what were you up to for the past 5 years? What did you find, discover?
Well, when we left Solace 5 years ago, my brother and I journeyed to the Tower of High Sorcery at Wayreth, where I was invited to take the test of High Sorcery.
Ah, I see that you passed, then?
Naturally, Lieutenant.
If you want to call it that.
It nearly killed me. Um, to answer your question from earlier, Flint, my golden skin and my eyes were the price that I paid for the power that I now wield. But it was worth it.
I'd like to note too that Sturm is sitting as far as away as possible from Raceland.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
Yes.
Like it. Um, I'll look to Raceland and I'll ask him, both of them. Have you heard anything about these seekers, theocrats, or whatever that Flint is talking about?
They've been here in town. We arrived here a few weeks back, and they've been making a nuisance of themselves apparently for some time now. But they have been looking for this staff for some time, as I take it. But
Well, we don't know of any staff that looks like that ones that they describe, so I don't know. Um, Yours probably looks more like the staff they speak of than anything I've seen so far.
well, they tried to take it once, but they thought better of it.
I love it when
Uh,
my players
Tannis's
role
eyes will
play.
widen for a second as he nods. Um, and Sturm, tell us about your two friends. You two, you may. Who are you?
My two friends.
Riverwind and Gold Moon. I'm just kind
Mhm.
of yeah.
I just met them with you. I know nothing.
For this story, yeah, he didn't.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I
Because
missed that part at the beginning. My bad.
otherwise, Gold Moon wouldn't have been able to partake in the first battle. So I kind of do a whole Well, in case you guys didn't figure out, Terminator sort of concept for them to appear in front of you all.
Gotcha. And you two, what? Yes, tell us more about yourselves. My name is Tanis. This is Flint, Raceland, Karaman, um, Sturm.
Your Excellency.
As I said before, I am Gold Moon of the Keishu people. I am priestess and princess of my tribe, and this is my companion Riverwind. We are unsure of how we came to be in this area and are waiting to see what the gods have foretold for us.
The gods. Hmm. Have you found some uh, sign or so for the gods?
Not the old gods you speak of are ones that we do not recognize. Riverwind has known of them, but they are not known to my people.
Hmm. Well, Riverwind. Um, Not to be too nosy, but um, how exactly? What signs of the old gods have you found?
If I could tell you, I would, and do not know yet. My brain is a bit jarbled at the moment, but maybe over time and getting to know you all, I would be more pleased to divulge in what information I have. Like he would know
Like
the
you.
word divulge.
Well, I'd like to dive into some potatoes and some ale. So let's see if we can get Tika over here.
Well, speak of the red haired devil herself, Tika is already coming over with a round of ale for all of you. Free on the house. Odix said I could give them to you. Now, if you would give me your orders, I'd be happy to get some food cooking for all of you. And while you wait, there's a old storyteller telling beautiful stories too.
Ah, well, for me, some spiced potatoes as usual, and some more ale.
It's already downed, huh?
I shake my head at her and I say, hot water, please.
She slightly trembles as you speak to her, but she nods her head and does not disagree or argue.
And you better bring two for Carmen and probably a half a slab of a deer. He'll need all that to eat. Look at the size of it.
He'll need a whole cow.
I know.
You guys.
I would like
Well,
to ask for something to quench my thirst, but no food at this time, thank you.
she nods at you. With the orders taken, she heads off to the kitchen to get them prepared. It'll take a few minutes, just like any restaurant.
I guess I'll start listening to, at least in the background, some of the stories that the old man might be speaking of. Actually, can I get a sense of what the inn feels like? Does it feel or look like what it used to 5 years ago? Is it pretty much the same? Everything pretty much similar?
Almost. You get a foreboding feeling that something's slightly off. You feel like that even though people are jovial, I should say, happy, and they do seem slightly on edge, but not too much. Uh, a drunken man in flamboyant robes at the barkeep, the old man chatting it up with a young boy, and more patrons just kind of drowning whatever has been going on during the day they want to forget about.
Mm. Flint, do you notice how the people here seem to be a bit more on edge than how we left it? Home doesn't feel like home, and it
That
bothers me.
bothers me. Same. Feels just feels off. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's I don't know. Like I said, when's the last time you ever thought you come home and hobgoblins and goblins would be around? It makes me want to go down and check out my house and make sure it hasn't been ransacked.
That's a good
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure we'll have time after we get our spiced potatoes and ale.
Through a bit more conversation you all have, and the minutes pass. And, Tika finally comes back out with what was all ordered, uh, and politely drops it off. Uh, Caraman, you swear she gives you a little smile when she hands you your food. Giggity, yes, thank you. uh, you all start, with the exception of Raceland, of course. Raceland, you get your hot water for your tea, of course, but you all start chowing down, and while you're eating and your bellies begin to get full, you do hear a little boy. Tell me another story. Tell me another story, please. And with the pause of all my players, I think I shall continue. Of course, says an old man dressed in a grayish green wizard robe. Now, do understand there are only white, red, and black robed wizards. Not that I'm foreshadowing anything. It just could be maybe, who knows, something from an old days that he just likes to keep wearing. Who knows? Of course, of course. Have you once upon a time there was a great god named Paladine. Paladine, the child interrupts. I've never heard of a god named Paladine. You do hear a snorting sound from the flamboyantly dressed person sitting at the barkeep. But the man doesn't seem to be doing anything as he appears to be quite drunk. The old storyteller continues. Ah, Paladine is one of the ancient gods, child. No one has worshipped him for a long time. Why did he leave? The little boy asked. Oh, he did not leave us, the old man answered, and his smile grew sad. Men left him after the dark days of the cataclysm. They blamed the destruction of the world on the gods instead of on themselves, as they should have done. Have you heard of the Canticle of the Dragon? Oh, yes, the boy said eagerly. I love stories about dragons, though Papa says dragons never existed. I believe in them, though. I hope to see one some day. I'm going to pause and let you all understand. Dragons have not been seen for 1,000 years or more, and most people on the planet of Kryn believe that dragons are nothing more than a myth, a fairy tale. Just to interject as a dungeon master for a moment. Ah, but the old man's face seemed to age and grow sorrowful. He stroked the young boy's hair. Be careful what you wish, my child, he said softly, and then he fell silent. But the story, the boy prompted. Oh, yes, yes. Well, once upon a time, Paladin heard the prayer from a great, very great knight named Huma. Huma from the Canticle? Yes, that's the one. Huma became lost in the forest. He wandered and wandered until he despaired because he thought he would never see his homeland again. He prayed to Paladine for help, and there suddenly appeared before him a white stag. Did Huma shoot it? The boy asked. He started to, but his heart failed him. He could not shoot an animal so magnificent. The stag bounded away. Then it stopped and looked back at him as if waiting. Huma began to follow it. Day and night he followed the stag until it led him to his homeland. He offered thanks to the god Paladine. Blasphemy! Snarled a voice loudly. A chair, the bar stool, crashed back. Blasphemy! Heretic! Corrupting our youth! I'll bring you before the council, old man! He looks around the room, the man, pompous, dressed in the flamboyant robes. Call the guides! Oh, and have them arrest this man. I am giving pause to all of you.
I don't know about you, Tanis, but I'm not gonna let some bureaucrat drag off an old man.
Yes.
Ah,
What does this town come to? No, protect the old man. It's pointless for them to do that. Who are you to arrest this man? He's just telling stories, even if they are kinder tales.
Who am I? Who am I? I am the high theocrat of this town. Ah, you do not address me as such. I am Hedrick, and you will remember my name, and for your insolence in talking to me as an equal, I shall have you. What is that? Is that a staff she holds, the woman next to you?
What? It's just a normal staff, old man.
I can see clearly. Obviously, the man can't. His eyes are pretty crossed right now. He is so drunk. I will take that staff and see for myself.
I rise
You
up.
will do no such thing. And Goldmood stands up and holds the staff off to the side and kind of takes a defensive pose.
oh,
Towards going to stand in front of Gold Moon.
I pull my axe off and I go, well, I guess we're not gonna get those potatoes.
Garamond takes a defensive stance as well.
Mhm.
Raceland
Uh,
sighs and stands up next to his brother.
this theocrat. Sorry, boy, talking like a drunk person made my voice hoarse. This theocrat, now known as Hedrick, begins to walk toward Gold Moon. And the moment he does, Riverwind stands up and pushes this man backwards. But of course, he is drunk and his arms go flailing wildly, trying to catch himself. He lurches forward too far, tripping over his official robes, and falls head first into the roaring fire of the fireplace. in case that needed to be explained.
Horax's beard, oh my.
Pull them out.
I'm melting! I'm melting!
I reach out to try to pull him out of the fire.
Same.
How dare you touch me
I'll cast
on
Miracle
my
Dragon now.
arms? At this point, the old storyteller walks up to you, a gold moon, and looks at you and says, "Oh, the poor man. Hit, why don't you hit him with your hickory stick?"
I believe he has more than suffered falling headfirst into a fire. Do we need to add insult to injury by walloping him as well?
Here I'm patting down his body as I'm trying to get him, and he's burning even probably worse.
Well, he is awfully he is not accepting help. Maybe knocking him out could help him.
Goldmoon kind of shrugs and deciding, well, there's not really much else we can do. May as well bonk him on the head with the staff.
I do love that term, bonking on the head. It reminds me of little bunny foo foo. Oh, is that what you're going to do then, Gold Moon?
Yep. Just kind of, I'll walk up to him and kind of just shove it at the, kind of aim for the back of his head and just knock him on the back of the head.
As the staff is just about to touch him, the tip of the staff curls away magically, revealing a blue crystal that begins to glow the moment you bonk him on the head. His damaged skin, charred as at this point, begins to heal, becoming pink and healthy again. The old storyteller, "It healed him! The staff! Look, everybody, at the staff!"
What? Oh Lord. Um, I look around and I'm trying to gauge what everybody's reaction is in the room at this.
Everyone is agape right now, gawking at what is going on. The Hedrick, this theocrat, it also seemed to have cured him of his drunkenness as he jolts up. "I knew it! That is the staff! Call the guards! Arrest them all! Arrest every one of these fools who tried to pull the wool over my eyes! Look at what they did! They healed me! They cured me with evil!"
My lady, I think it's time for us to go. Uh, this
Yes,
is not.
I'm inclined to agree. We should go ahead and leave right now.
I make my way to the front door as escorting the rest of them.
Exodus.
As you start to head toward the front door, you hear loud footsteps coming up the winding stairs that lead to the inn of the last home. Tika runs up to all of you. "Don't go out there. I looked out the window, and the guards are already on their way. Come, follow me to the kitchen." Oh, geez, I was foreshadowing the kitchen.
Check on.
I didn't see it go, but I really did. All right.
Let them come. We can take them.
Stern, there's a time and a place for a battle. I don't believe this is it. I think we should get out of here now.
Well, never hurts to establish a foothold.
Don't be a fool, Caraman. We must run.
They can only come at us in single file through the steps. We can take them.
Goldman's already heading for the door.
Come on, Sturm. Time and place, boy. Let's go.
And it's called college.
Yes, Knight. Think you must protect the lady as we run.
Yes,
As we retreat. Yes.
only to protect Gold Moon.
Yes, yes, yes! The old storyteller shouts in delight, clapping his hands as almost he's just watching a stage play. Fly! Fly, you fools!
As we go through the kitchen, I am grabbing a handful of potatoes and shoving them down my mouth.
Nice. Yeah.
Into the kitchen you all go. Uh, Tika pulls away a rug to show a hole in the floor with a pole. Down, down here will take you directly to the ground while the guards keep coming up. Now, all of you, I'm assuming, are about in the kitchen at this point because you hear the front door bursting open.
Quick, out the kitchen. Hurry.
I stand by the door waiting for all of them to head out first before I go and follow.
Come on. We gotta go.
Sturm, this isn't time to play hero. Hurry.
The old man looks at Sturm. Yes, yes, listen to your friends. You could be a hero just for one day, or you could be all heroes forever and ever. Your silence is reassuring.
Hurry,
Come on,
Sturm. The the lady needs your help.
Well, as soon as the rest of them head down, then I will follow.
Yeah, I think we're already out the door. We're heading on down.
Down the poles you go. What about you, Raceland?
I will use the Staff of Magius's Featherfall feature to descend down.
That's just cheating, Rast.
Again, your magic amazes me.
Same. Glad he's on our side, Tannis.
I agree.
Raceland will just kind of ignore them as he just floats down to the ground.
As you all go down, 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 you hear the last words from Tika. To my house, go. That should be a safe place.
Okay.
All right, let's go to her house, but try to be quiet. As I look pointedly at Karaman.
What?
I can hear you chewing across the whole town, Karaman.
That's the potatoes.
Potato.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
And with that, I just literally just looked at the time. And with that, our heroes take off. Now our heroes are wanted people. Uh, Hedrick got a good look at you all. A sobering good look, thanks to this blue crystal staff. That stupid, silly storyteller just had to ruin everything, didn't he? And so you all take off. Uh, uh, heading toward Tika's house, hoping that maybe this could all blow over. Who knows? But we'll find out in 2 weeks. Same D&D time, same D&D channel. And so with that, I give you all a very fond farewell for now. You all are dismissed. And as always, be excellent to each other. Be kind and party on, adventurers. You all have a good night.
You too.
Yeah, you too.